Throughout history, bread has been more than food. It's been a symbol of survival and a foundation for entire civilizations. From the Fertile Crescent to the Roman Empire, bread fueled our ancestors' progress and resilience. Harnessing the power of grain, early humans learned to collaborate with nature, transforming hard seeds into nourishing loaves. Bread has served as currency, a political tool, and a marker of stability or hardship. Its presence meant prosperity, its absence, unrest. The journey of bread mirrors our own evolution, from wild grass to supermarket staple, from survival to abundance. By tracing bread's story, we rediscover essential lessons about nourishment, sustainability, and the skills that have sustained us for millennia. In every crumb, the legacy of human ingenuity and endurance lives on. The first breads were dense, dark, and deeply nourishing, made from whole grains ground by hand, with every part of the seed included. Early bakers relied on wild yeasts and bacteria, creating a living starter that transformed simple flour and water into leavened bread. This slow fermentation broke down complex nutrients, making bread easier to digest and more nutritious. The process neutralized anti-nutrients, unlocking minerals and vitamins essential for health. Each loaf was unique, shaped by local grains, water, and wild microbes, a true reflection of its environment. This was not a standardized product, but a living food, sustaining generations with its richness. The bread of our ancestors was a perfect collaboration with nature, providing lasting energy and deep nourishment. For countless generations, this authentic bread was the bedrock of human nutrition. For most of history, life demanded relentless physical effort: farming, building, marching. Traditional whole grain bread, slow fermented, provided the steady energy needed for these feats. Roman soldiers, Egyptian labourers, and medieval builders all relied on dense, durable bread as their primary fuel. Its slow-release carbohydrates and nutrients powered empires and built civilizations. Bread offered stability and security, especially when other foods were scarce. The baking cycle and grain harvest shaped the rhythm of societies. Slow fermentation unlocked minerals, supporting strong bodies and resilience. Real bread didn't just fill stomachs, it built the strength and endurance that made human achievement possible. The story of bread is the story of our survival and progress. The Industrial Revolution transformed bread, but not for the better. Roller mills stripped away the bran and germ, leaving only starchy white flour, long-lasting but nutritionally empty. White bread, once a luxury, became a mass commodity, prized for its appearance rather than its substance. Wheat was bred for yield and shelf life, not nutrition, further depleting essential minerals. The result? Bread lost its nourishing power, becoming a source of empty calories. What was once a complete food became a mere commodity, disconnected from its roots. The industrial loaf, soft and uniform, could no longer sustain us as it once had. The very food that built civilizations was reduced to a shadow of its former self. The consequences for public health were profound and lasting. Industrial baking sacrificed time for speed, replacing slow fermentation with fast-acting commercial yeast. This shortcut eliminated the natural processes that made bread digestible and nutritious. Without long fermentation, bread lost its ability to break down gluten and unlock nutrients. To compensate, factories added chemicals and preservatives, engineering bread for shelf life, not health. The result, a loaf that's soft, uniform and quick to digest, spiking blood sugar and often causing discomfort. Many blame gluten or wheat, but the real issue is what we've done to bread itself. We stripped away its nutrition and the fermentation that made it compatible with our bodies. Modern bread is a product of efficiency, not nourishment. Today, a growing movement is reclaiming the ancient art of real bread making. People are rediscovering the satisfaction and health benefits of baking with whole grains and natural fermentation. Making sourdough with just flour, water and salt reconnects us to a tradition that sustained humanity for millennia. Sourcing stone-ground, organic flours and nurturing a wild starter revives lost skills and flavours. The process is slow and grounding, teaching patience and mindfulness. The reward: a loaf that's complex, nourishing and digestible, real food that keeps for days. Baking bread by hand is empowering, providing resilience and self-sufficiency. In a world of uncertainty, this simple act restores control over our nourishment. Real bread is more than food. It's a return to what truly sustains us. Bread is woven into the fabric of our collective identity, shaping communities and cultures. The shift from foraging to farming, made possible by grain, allowed civilization to flourish. Bread symbolizes community and sharing. Breaking bread is a universal gesture of peace and fellowship. Across cultures and religions, bread holds sacred meaning, connecting us to tradition and each other. Communal baking fostered social bonds and resilience, especially in hard times. Bread's presence brought comfort and hope, a sign of security in uncertain times. Its enduring role as a staple food proves its perfect fit for human needs. The story of bread reminds us that resilience is rooted in simple, fundamental things. The knowledge of real bread making is a precious inheritance, passed down through generations. Much of this craft has been lost to industrialization, but preserving it is vital for our health and connection to the earth. Learning to bake with whole grains and natural fermentation gives us control over our well-being. Supporting traditional bakers, sharing starters and teaching others keeps this wisdom alive. Each new baker becomes a guardian of ancient knowledge, building resilience for the future. Bread making fosters independence and confidence, reminding us of our resourcefulness. By honouring this legacy, we nourish ourselves and invest in a more resilient world. Let's ensure this grain of civilization endures, alive in every loaf we bake.